5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's pull this meeting to order. If you can, please stand and say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, the next is the review and approval of the agenda. Are there any changes in the agenda?
No changes.
All right. So you want the agenda approved as
Yes,
presented?
please.
All right. You've heard the superintendent's recommendation that the agenda be approved as presented. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President?
Yes, Mrs.
I
Klein.
so move.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Yes, ma'am. I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Halbert. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The next is the consent agenda, which includes review and approval of the accounts payable voucher listings, review and approval of the minutes of the regular session on November 25th, 2025, and review and approval of the minutes from the executive session on November 25th, 2025, and one from 11/24/25. Are there any questions regarding the consent agenda? Not hearing any, I'll assume there's consensus, and we'll move on to 4, which is recognition, and we don't have any this month, do we?
No, we didn't, because we moved our meeting up, and obviously with the holidays and
Everybody's
a little busy
busy. Okay.
this week.
So now we're down to 5 for comments from patrons. This will be a quick meeting. We can just move on again. Okay. How about going to reports on schools? Who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and go. So our budget mini audit's been completed. See our enrollment there, 556. That is 6 students above where we were this year, or last year at this time. And obviously there in the middle, we have some pretty strong numbers, but pretty solid group. Mr. Joseph and I just today were like, man, like normally you're stressed like this week is, and we've just kind of been cruising. Teachers have a good routine, so good rhythm going into this week. A lot of holiday activities. We do a staff gift of time, and this is something I did a previous building that's just hard to buy. 65 people something. So we kind of so we do a gift of time where we say, hey, we'll take your kids. We let them do some Chromebook time. We watch a holiday movie with them. Teachers get that time, and it's been easy. It's busy time. We do 2 grade levels at a time, but teachers really appreciate it. So we'll do that starting tomorrow. We do it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 6th grade will do Roman days and Harry Potter games. The Harry Potter comes from, they've been reading Harry Potter up to this point. 5th grade does their gingerbread houses. That will be Friday now. And they've, the girls did that when they were there. So they've done that for quite some time, but they have a grocery cart full of all of the candy, and then they display them down in the primary down in the library. Kindergarten will do Polar Express. So generally they start in the gym. I'll read Polar Express, have our guests come in, and then we parade around the building with all the kindergartners ringing their bells. So very cool time. They love it. We have our holiday sing tomorrow. So kids are ready for that. That should be a pretty good, quick time. Food bags and food pantry. I know we kind of bragged on Miss Crabtree and Miss Noel previous meeting, but we've had some helpers. The girls basketball team came and helped. The Eastside Church has sent helpers. The health clinic over here, that's kind of like Culver's. They've been in and helped before, and it continues to grow. We've had some high school families now come, but where initially I think they thought, oh, that's an elementary thing. So we've had some high school families come, and it definitely is work for Miss Crabtree and Mrs. Knoll. But you see the families come in, they're like, are you sure I can get one more of those? And it's like, hey, load it up. So it's been very cool. And then our leftovers we send to Chesterfield. They have a community pantry. So he comes here and picks up our leftovers, and then our families can go there.
At the school, or what used to be the school?
Yeah, I think it's right behind Mill Creek. There's a building that he uses. So I mean, we're throwing nothing away, so that's been good. And we restock our own pantry that then is used in those weekend food bags. Boys basketball is underway. We have Cooper and Clay Sexton. And that is, I'm always a little hesitant. You have someone who just graduated coaching. His dad I met with him previously, and his dad just said, hey, I'm going to mentor him. But at the same time, he needs to learn how to be an adult, responsibility, communicating with parents. So, man, they have been awesome. I know you can be competitive when you've just left high school, but we were playing the other day and we were down 15. And there were maybe 2.5 minutes to go. And a lot of times you see people foul, shoot free throws, foul. And he called a timeout and he said, guys, they're better than us tonight. They're better, but we got some guys that haven't had a chance to get in, so I'm going to let them finish the game. So the 5 on the bench that really hadn't played, they finished the last 2.5 minutes. To where I thought, man, that's kind of a mature take on it. Versus, hey, let's draw it out. You weren't going to beat them anyway, but just acknowledge tonight they're better. So I've been impressed with them. They've been good with the kids. We've been holding one-on-one teacher data meetings. We do the monthly meetings. We've just found to sit down with the teacher one-on-one and say, hey, let's talk about your class. Explain this data to us. What do you need from us resource-wise? Has been very valuable for us. Definitely takes a bit of time, but I think we have 2 left. But it's been cool to see. I just want to brag on Russ and Kent. They've kind of been holding it down over there. Russ has transitioned well to the position, other than he doesn't love having to log into his computer to check his email. You were working with him on that today, I know. But he said, man, that's my biggest struggle is using a computer. But teachers have been very complimentary. Like, he's good with the kids. Definitely works hard. He said, hey, I'm learning, like, there weren't curveballs at night. It's just a matter of, hey, clean and get back to your job. But he said here, it's like, oh, I have puke over here. I have to go down to the bathroom. It's clogged. So, but he's done well with it. And then Kent, obviously, in the evening has had to pick up like basketball games right now. Kent and I are the ones that break down the gym and get it cleaned up. So Kent's really stepped up. So these guys have done well.
I will say, your mom and I watched the girls wrestle one night after we came out of exercising, riding the bikes. Kind of impressive. The girls can be as aggressive as the boys.
They're feisty. Yes.
I'd say a little more than feisty. We saw some hair pulling. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
All right. For the junior senior high school, mini audit of the bank statements for November has been completed. We held our National Honor Society chapter induction. We inducted 8 members into the National Honor Society. That was on December 4th. We will be holding our second positive behavior intervention systems or no referral party for students that have met those expectations. We talk about having high expectations, but also acknowledging them. Students who haven't had 1 referral for the 9 weeks, we recognize that on December 17th, we give them the 7th and 8th period. We'll have activities set up in the gym. There's a little store set up where they can buy snacks with their Bronco bucks. It's a nice piece, and it's consistent with our message of, what we expect in the classroom and in the building, and meeting that. And I think when we did out of the 7th and 8th grade, which is close to about 160, I think there were only 15 to 20 students that wouldn't be able to attend. So we're working our way up, and we've improved even from first quarter.
I have to tell you though, when Vicki and I go into the gym and the boys are coming out from their practice, they are so nice. They'll hold the door open for us. We don't have to use our key to get in. And so, I mean, they're very, very nice. They're using their manners. So
Yeah.
it's kind of nice to see.
Manners, good gentlemen.
Yeah.
It's good to hear. Broncos in the community. Mr. Reese talked about it. We had the girls basketball team. I included a picture. I don't know if it came through with that. They donated their time to assist with the food pantry. Took a nice picture at the end. And just encouraging those groups, whether athletics or clubs, how we connect with the community. The next one you'll see is the high school choir that we have this year. They performed last week, but they're gonna head out this week and perform at a senior living center just for those folks, and it's a nice way to connect our school with the community and be part of that. So We're proud of them for that. We will administer the 7th and 8th grade math and ELA checkpoints. These are check-ins to see what progress our students are making. We administered the math on December 9th for 7th and 8th grade, and tomorrow on the 16th, we'll administer the English portion. This gives us good information for the teachers using the classroom to let them know where they're at. So the students are at, so we can work from there. Semester finals, this is a busy week, especially on the high school end. This is how we determine GPA and credits. We finish with our finals on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. We have 2 a day. Those are extended periods, about 80 minutes, and the rest of the periods are shorter. So the students are looking forward to the end of the semester, not so much all the finals, but we break them up to make it manageable. And then best for last, look forward to the visit on Wednesday. Talked to Mrs. Reese before she flew out, somewhere between that 8 to 10. So we'll be ready, and that'll be nice for the teachers. I'm sure they're looking forward to it as well. Enrollment 436. Gave 2 or 3 tours this week. Just gave one today of students that are going to start join us in January that we're excited. So we're looking forward to adding them to our student learning community. And extracurricular pieces, the winter choir concert I shared, they performed last Tuesday, December 9th, did a nice job. And our winter band concert was scheduled for yesterday due to the cold temperatures. Some folks weren't going to be able to make it, so we rescheduled. They're going to perform at 7:30 tomorrow night, directly after the elementary concert. So it'll be a nice night for them. Grant Fulton, athletic director, he was with us full time starting today. He's been coming over in the evening, so we're excited to have him with us all day and evening. And the girls varsity basketball, they're off to a solid start, 9-1, and they're doing a nice job. So good things going there.
Thank you. Technology, I'm dealing with it too. Get back to where we were.
A little slow. It's like it's on a 2-hour delay.
It's too cold for me. I'm on a 2-hour delay too. There we go. Okay, here we go. All right. You have a report too. Do you want to do your report?
I would do mine at the very end.
Okay.
Yep, thank you.
So the next is items for school board discussion and possible action regarding personnel. You have your personnel report.
Yeah, on the personnel report, you'll see for athletics, we're looking to hire junior high wrestling coach. And so Mr. Fulton, Dr. Fulton, his first action is making this recommendation. Excited to find a junior high wrestling coach to help Julius. And then there is also a recommendation to extend a FMLA leave through the end of this semester. And then also looking to replace Molly Lee as an instructional aide at the elementary. And I don't know if you have anything else you want to add about.
Yeah, so Mr. Viner, he subbed for you a number of times, subbed in our building, done a great job. He's got 2 daughters in the system. One wrestles, plays volleyball. I think both girls wrestle. One of them, the oldest one, plays volleyball as well. He was actually in the military, got injured, and did construction for a while. Went to church one day and they were doing an interest inventory on where's your career, where are you going? And had a grandmother who was a teacher, and education was his number one thing. He was like, man, I'm going to kind of look into this. So has started subbing. He's at Ivy Tech the rest of this year, and then he's enrolled to start in Ball State next year. He'll have 2 years, and then he'll have his teaching degree. But excited, they actually toured Ellick and Pendleton when they were looking at where they were going to send their daughters to school, and they toured Daleville as well and ended up here and said, man, we just love the community. So good asset and good experience for him as well, other than it takes the sub out of our rotation. That's our only hassle.
Thank you, Ms. Reese. So, Madam President, I make a recommendation to approve personnel report as presented.
Okay. You've heard the superintendent's recommendation that his personnel report be approved as presented. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President.
Yes, Mrs. Anthony? Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Yes, ma'am, I will second.
Thank you, Mr. Halbert. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. Carried. All right, come on, Mr. Mouse.
There are no B and C, there's no consideration of donations or fundraisers for this month.
So, are we doing Grant Fulton too, or was he on that we just approved?
We approved him already. Yeah.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay. No donations, no fundraisers. All right. Consideration of a transfer from the education fund to the operations fund. So you have a resolution for that.
Yeah, there is a resolution. This resolution, so what this action does is that we can transfer 15% of our education fund over to operations. And as you're well aware that there's been this imbalance in the tax draw, two different pots of money. And so it's actually a good thing because we're able to move that money over. We have surplus in the education fund to move that over to the operations, so that'll help. And Tiffany, Ms. Markel told me that there may be a little bit more, maybe 20,000 eventually. So as we move towards the end of the year.
Okay. You would like us to approve?
Madam President, I make the recommendation to approve the resolution to transfer the 100,000 from the education fund to the operations
All
fund.
right. You heard the superintendent's recommendation that the board approve the resolution to transfer 100,000 from the education fund to the operations fund as presented to us. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President.
Yes, Mrs. Corn?
I so moved.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Yes, ma'am, I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Albert. Motion is made and seconded. Madam Secretary, would you call the roll, please?
Kit Corn? Yes. Ron Hubbard Jr.?
Yes.
Cassie Anthony?
Yes.
Diane Evans?
Yes. Okay. All right. Consideration of the authorization for the superintendent to make necessary adjustments. This is where you want to talk to us about balancing out all the accounts.
Yeah, did we miss E?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
The Board of Finance meeting you want to set for January?
Yeah, I recommend that, Madam President, I recommend that the board holds the Board of Finance meeting, the reorganizational meeting on January 12th, 2026, beginning at 6 p.m.
Okay.
In accordance with state law, that those things have to happen before the 15th.
Everybody good with the 12? Okay.
It's in my phone. I was just checking.
Yep, I did too. All right. So we did that. All right. Board recommendation, reorganization of the board. Consideration of the authorization for the superintendent to make necessary adjustments, encumbrances.
Did we get an action on the recommendation?
No.
For the meeting, for the finance meeting, we don't need to vote on that.
Okay.
Okay.
Because we always have it every year. So
Yeah.
you have to balance all the accounts as of December 31st, 2025. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, both, when you look at F and G, both of those are the fact that Tiffany's going to have to, our treasurer is going to have to make some adjustments between now and December 31st. And we just want that authorization to be able to make sure that our balances are equaled out in accordance with the LGF and state law.
Okay.
So it just authorizes us to be able to do that tonight.
All right. So for F and G, the superintendent's requesting consideration of the authorization for him to make necessary adjustments and encumbrances and expenditures to balance all accounts as of December 31st, 2025. And G is consideration of the authorization for him to make appropriate transfers within each fund to balance all accounts as of December 31st, 2025. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President.
Yes, Mr. Halbert?
So moved.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Anthony. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. All right, down to board recommendation year-end transfers.
H.
H, consideration of accepting the bid for the construction for the elementary classroom. Okay.
Yeah, and so this is really why we moved the 22nd to today. And again, thank you to the board for making that adjustment. There it is.
There you go.
And so we also have our head of maintenance, Mr. Phillips, with us here tonight, and then also Mr. Troy Hug from Pridemark, who is the winning bid.
Okay.
And so congratulations again to Mr. Hug for the winning bid. We're working with Elevatus, the architecture firm that helped us with the bid and the specs, making sure that each one of the bids, and we did receive 2 bids, but each one of them met all the specs. And again, Pridemark was the winning bid. So I asked Mr. Phillips to ask Mr. Hug to be present today, just in case you had any questions. This is building out the construction of the elementary classroom. By doing it tonight allows Mr. Hug and team to get started as soon as possible so that we can get make sure it's safe when kids come back January 6th at the elementary.
So, hang on. Your request is?
And again, Madam
To award the
President,
bid to
yes, is accept the bid from Pridemark.
I've heard the superintendent's recommendation that the board accept the bid from Pridemark for the elementary school classroom addition. Do I hear a motion?
Madam President,
Yes, Mr. Halbert.
I so move.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mrs. Corn. Motion's made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed say no. Carried. Gotta find my way home again. All right.
Okay. You can also use this. This is where, so we're ready for 9.
Our Board of Trustees goals for the 2025-2026 school year. To attend at least 10 school-related events during each school year. To seek opportunities for the board's professional growth. To review the goals formally every month until they are complete. To have 100% attendance at board meetings each year. To hold one or more special meetings, events to give patrons the opportunity to meet school board members. To keep board policies current. Review corporation goals by the end of December. Spotlight students, staff, volunteers, and community members, and for the good of the cause. And we have your update.
And if you're ready, I'll go ahead and give my update. First off, I want to thank Mr. Phillips for helping with this project. I want to thank Mr. Hug for hanging in there. We've had a couple of bids. We've gone through a little bit of extra work, I think, for this project. But again, thank you for your professionalism on that. I want to thank Mr. Reese and Mr. Gondel. As you well know, with delays and cancellations and things happening in finals and all the things at the end of the year, it's easy to kind of stress about that. And I think staff stress, and their leadership and their professionalism is outstanding. Just their demeanor, I think, resonates with their staff, and I appreciate their professionalism and leadership as well. Dr. Fulton, again, I think I shared this before. Really appreciate. He's helped Mr. Gondel and Mr. Bendez, who really stepped in, and as Mr. Hansen left, to be able to help support supervision, and so he did that really before we were official. So I really appreciate that. Was going to some athletic events, and again, we had to make some decisions about cancellations and that type of thing. So I want to thank him as well. And then also at the high school, we're starting our superintendent student advisory second semester. And again, we're looking for 3 or 4 students in each grade level, meet with them on a monthly basis, kind of go through like all things school.
Like a breakfast meeting?
Actually, we'll probably do a lunch. So we're not taking class time. Might take a little class time, but mostly lunchtime, where we'll probably bring in pizzas, sit down with them, talk about strengths, weaknesses, opportunities threats to the organization. But I think it really is an opportunity for students to have voice, to empower them to be
Good
young
idea.
leaders and develop them in their voice. Make sure that they feel like they're a part of Daleville Community Schools. And so really excited about that opportunity. Again, Dr. Stashevsky had been running the senior donuts. And again, I think that's really good. This is just kind of that next step of really developing students over the course of the
It'll be
next
interesting
semester.
to see what they think
Yeah, absolutely.
once it's compiled.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's it.
So we're down to the good of the cause?
Yeah, I came to the Monroe Central game the other night, and I ran into one of my friends. He's an administrator for Monroe Central, and he was absolutely complimentary about the hire of Mr. Fulton. He said, "Man, you guys got a good score there." And he's, "I've known him in Henry County, blah, blah, blah." I pointed out to you. I said, "Well," I said, "I didn't hire him." I said, "You need to go tell him." I said, he's helped on hiring." He said, "No, you'll work out really well here." So Nick was very complimentary of the hire of Mr. Fulton. I hadn't had a chance to tell you that, but that was the other night of the game.
Yeah.
We lost the game, but that's okay.
Count, do I have to count 10 seconds now?
Well, if you gavel when you're ready, and then we'll do 10 seconds after that.
Okay. Is there anything for the good of the cause anybody wants to say anything about?
I just did.
Anything else? Anything else?
I'm out.
All right. We're adjourned.